What if Hitler had won World War II? An in-depth alternate history analysis. Introduction. World War II was one of the most devastating and transformative conflicts in human history. But what if the outcome had been different? What if Adolf Hitler and the Axis powers had won? This chilling "what if" is not just a speculative exercise. It forces us to reflect on the fragility of freedom, the nature of power, and how close the world came to a very different future. How could Hitler have won? To imagine a world where Hitler wins, we must first consider plausible turning points where history could have taken a different path. 1. The Battle of Britain goes in Germany's favor. If the Luftwaffe had destroyed the Royal Air Force and paved the way for Operation Sea Lion, the planned German invasion of the UK, Britain might have fallen or surrendered. This would have eliminated the Western Front early. 2. Operation Barbarossa succeeds fully. Had Hitler conquered the Soviet Union before winter set in, or avoided invading it altogether, the Nazi regime could have secured unlimited resources and eliminated its greatest enemy. 3. The United States stays neutral. If the U.S. had remained isolationist and never entered the war, especially after Pearl Harbor, the Axis powers could have solidified their global positions without American military and industrial pressure. What would the world look like? Globe showing Europe-Africa, a divided world under Axis control. The post-war map would likely be divided among the victors. Nazi Germany dominates all of Europe, North Africa, and parts of the Middle East. Eastern Europe becomes a slave state network, with Slavic populations displaced, exterminated, or forced into labor. Imperial Japan controls East and Southeast Asia, including China, Korea, and Pacific Islands. A brutal empire stretching from India to Hawaii. Fascist Italy holds influence in the Mediterranean and parts of Africa, though as a junior partner to Germany. Whole a world without the Holocaust exposed. With no Nuremberg trials, the Holocaust remains a hidden or suppressed horror. Millions more Jews, Roma, disabled people, and others may perish in ongoing purges. Dissent is crushed, and history is rewritten. Graduation cap education and propaganda. History books would glorify fascism and erase democratic values. Children would be indoctrinated from a young age with Nazi ideology, militarism, and racial supremacy theories. Test tube science and technology. Technological development would focus on military supremacy, control, and surveillance. Human rights-based medical ethics would be replaced by inhumane experiments in the name of progress. Resistance and rebellion. Even in a world under totalitarian rule, resistance movements would inevitably rise. Underground networks in occupied Europe. Exiled scientists, artists, and thinkers keeping truth alive. Potential guerrilla warfare in the Americas, Africa, and Asia. But such resistance would face unmatched brutality and surveillance, making it a slow and bloody process. The long-term future. Would the Nazi regime have lasted forever? Probably not. Totalitarian empires often implode due to internal corruption, inflexible ideology, and suppressed populations. However, it could have taken decades, during which millions more lives would be lost and freedoms extinguished. Why this matters today? This alternate history reminds us that victory in World War II wasn't guaranteed. It was the result of sacrifice, resilience, and global cooperation. That tyranny often wears the mask of order and can rise quickly in chaos. That truth, freedom, and justice must be actively defended.